A very warm good afternoon to all of you present here. Live as you were to die tomorrow. Learn as if you were to live forever. A very beautiful quote by Mahatma Gandhi. On this note, and with utmost priority to learning and development, Asian Education Group brings to you the third chapter of the LEAD series. Mr. Agniwesh Thakur drives and designs human capital management solutions for organizations. He helps in simplifying HR processes digitally to enhance employee experience. He has consulted and implemented HRIT solution for various industries globally, independently managing large clients on HCM implementation and support projects. Mr. Thakur managed entire gamut of HR and in-depth knowledge and working expertise as business partner HR. He has formulated and driven global HR processes and policies, talent acquisition, talent management, career development, competency profiling, mentoring, employee engagement, performance management, people management, compensation and benefits. He has also been involved in organization-wide roles. Mr. Thakur is actively involved with CSR and helped many NGOs in executing their projects. He supports in developing HR capabilities at various business schools. Some of his specialities lie in project management, automation and innovation in HCM, product management, solution consulting, design thinking, DevOps, Agile, next generation HR technology, people management, CSR, client engagement, stakeholder management, to name a few. With utmost keenness and fondness towards you, we welcome you, sir. That's me at the end of my talk, and now I'm going to hand over to my esteemed guest who will enlighten us with his valued experiences and thoughts.
Thank you so much, Garima, and thank you so much, Ravi, for the opportunity. And while you are giving my, introduction, I just realized that I need to update my LinkedIn profile, which I have not done it since ages. Okay, so I do that. Okay, so and good afternoon, everybody. And I know that we are in very troubled time, and you all have a lot of questions, a lot of apprehensions, and I thought that I'll have this communication with all of you. And discuss with you, understand what are your thought processes, and probably give you certain tips that how can we survive in this disruption, right? Where we are, professionally as well as personally. So I'll try to give you certain ideas, which we are trying to do from, as an individual, as well as certain organizations to do that, right? So we are looking at these all parameters in which how can we strive, thrive, and grow, and at the same time survive and keep ourselves safe, right? Because we need to keep ourselves, our families safe, our surroundings safe, to make sure that this is see, a couple of months back, like let's say in January and February, no one would have ever imagined that we will have, in India, forget about globe, we never imagined that we will have close to 1 million cases in COVID, and close to what, let's say 30,000 people losing their life from the tiny virus. So see the threat that we are into, right? Because our survival has been put on question, right? Now, what is happening? We all need to first. We don't have to worry. We don't have to worry about your career. We don't have to worry about your future at this point of time. Okay, everybody, right? And Garima ma'am, please pass my note to all those students who are not able to join today as well. That first, don't worry. Stay safe. Stay safe. And even if you look at every establishment, government, what they are trying to say, they are trying to say jaan hai jahan hai, right? It means that you need to first protect your life, and then we will see. Look at all the academics, right? Be it your IITs, engineerings, everybody is trying to reduce their some or other thing, right? So right, having said that, okay, what are the key things that we need to take care of, take care at this point of time for you guys, to make sure that you are giving your best to yourself, to your community, and to back to the society as well as to the academics, right? So this is what we need to look at it. So having said that, I will have a lot of other things to speak. I will share my screen and say certain points to you all, and then we are open for the question. So Ravi sir and Garima ma'am, I may not be able to look at the chat window, so probably if you can articulate the questions for me, that would be good. Okay.
Sure. So I'll be speaking out the questions to you. So.
Yeah. So let me know once you are able to see my screen.
So it is visible to all.
Okay, cool. So what I thought when Ravi called me up and said that Agni, I want you to speak to my students. Any topic, which topic you want to suggest? So I was thinking a lot. I was thinking that in a lot of webinars you might be doing a lot of knowledge already about what is future of work, future of workplace, future of workforce, and everything about it, right? So what I thought that what could be very relevant to you is like how you are going to build resilience, because this is very important part in learning for you. Today we survive. This is a great learning for us. This is a life changing moment for all of us. We are in this new normal. We are going to change the entire dynamics of the way we survive, the way we operate. The entire disruption is now, right? And then you will keep studying. So I didn't want it to repeat something, but I'll try to give you certain related to the human psychology, which is impacted by the entire consumer psychology as well, right? So probably I'll go with the definition. Okay, just a moment. Let me go to the next slide. Yeah. So what is the resilience? Okay. So sorry. Before I go to the slide, let me ask you a question. So what is the resilience, people? If you can, give your any thought that you have. What is the resilience? Anybody put on the chat window? Let me open the Q&A and see.
Sir, I don't think so. This is open to the students yet.
Okay.
The chat window. Yeah.
Okay. So okay, that's fine. So yeah. So Diptanshu has put something. Okay, I will also discuss about this, Diptanshu, and probably you will appreciate the way everybody is trying to do that, right? That's why I'll talk about this, right? So let's not be so negative or probably pessimistic about the situation. Let's be too optimistic, because at this point of time, if organizations, if anybody is trying to give you examination, this is a good opportunity for you to engage and recourse and do that, right? So why don't you look at that rather than you Netflixing, you are at least reading your course books, preparing so that you can appear for the exam. I am happy to debate and discuss, right? Because what I suggest, please don't be so pessimist about it. Look at this, what exactly is building upon for you to help, right? Yeah. Okay. So Dristi has written a very good answer saying that basically the capability to overcome from difficulty is resilience. Very good answer. Very good answer. Now I go back to the slide. Okay. Just a moment. Okay. So resilience is process of adapting well in face of adversity, trauma, tragedy, threat, or significant source of stress. It means that how you are bouncing back from your experiences, how you are bouncing back from your difficult experiences. It's not, you know, worthy that you fall. We all fall. The only thing which makes us difference that how we step up, how we get up when after we fall down from the stairs, right? Everybody fails, but how we come up from the failure is important part of it. So this is the basic concept of resilience. So just make sure that we learn about it, that how we are, this is the process of adapting well in the face of adversity. So I will take the bull as it is and make sure that we bounce back, right? We don't succumb to that, we will bounce back, right? Yeah. So the person who is a resilient person, right? You will see that who is the resilient person. You might be seeing around that a lot of people got depressed, the mental health has gone taken for a toll, and everybody was so pessimistic that what will happen, because the situation was very panicky and things were also not good. But you still have seen that despite lockdown, many volunteers, many individuals has come out, fed. Many migrants were going down, those families who were impacted by the lockdown, they went and helped. You also might have seen many volunteer groups, they literally went out and fed the street, you know animals, right? So you see these stories, it means that these persons are resilient despite knowing that yes, it's unsafe. What they do, they took certain chances and made sure that they go out and take care of them though this need, right? So giving examples. So the positive psychology, which talks about the resilient person, the person is able to recognize and manage their own feelings and understand the feelings of others. I not only know myself, I also know how you feel. Have a sense of independence and self-worth. It also like self-worth, what I am worthy of. Then a resilient person also maintain positive, mutually respectful relationship with others, right? And you should be a problem solver and make certain informed decisions. And you should have a sense of purpose and goals for the future. So I try to get this documentation from and then I try to provide you a simplistic vision and views of these small terminology, what is resilient person. Then come back, what is equation of resilience? So what is resilience? So resilience is nothing but amalgamation of how you cope, what is your grit, how you sense it, and how much emotionally intelligent you are to manage these chaos. Right? Any questions so far? Any understanding? I hope this is clear. And then I will go for the next slide, which I talk about. What is the metrics? What is the metrics we talk about? We talk about coping. Coping as in that we should be able to tap our inner skills and strength, right? It means sometime you all see, look around you, the subjects around you, let's say take in your family. Many times our parents I do face a lot of issues. How many time you have seen that if your if your parents are facing issues in their business or at the work, do they come back home and give you two tight slap? No, because they also always feel threatened. What they do, they have a strength, right? They know that they will not give up because they are going to inspire you, and they are also the person who are making a lot of great decisions during this stuff. If they say that I have to cut down my these expenses, they will do that, right? They will not cut down your basic necessary experiences, but they will also try to see which is like unnecessary experience, can we expenses, can we cut it down? Just simple example. So coming back to the slide and talking about that, we talk about the four metrics that I am going to talk about is the coping. Coping is nothing but what are your strengths to recover from the problems, setbacks and challenges, and then bounce back. Okay, now look at grit. Grit is nothing, what? Jiddi, right? The index is jiddi. You should be stubborn, right? You should be rigid. No, I will not give up, come what may. How many times you have seen, how many times, how many of you play temple run? If you give me your hands, yeah. How many times you play temple run and say, oh my God, I lost, I will not play it again. But what happens? You always try to outsmart your score in any game that you play. But when it comes to reading finance, believe me, most of you close your books, right? When it comes to do your duty, which is your, at this point of time, your duty, what happens? Generally, by the nature, we just stop the book. Okay, no, this is tough. We are not going to do that. So, and then you will find in that group, there is somebody who still went ahead and opened the book and made success, right? So look at this, look at this. So the subject is within you, right? And then we talk about sense making. Making, it means that how can you understand from your experiences, learn from others' experiences, and make it meaningful, which is like your purposeful career, like purposeful. So how you are making sense out of it? You do not need to put your finger in fire and understand. Oh, say this is what is the burning sensation. What you do, you learn from somebody else's experiences as well. Correct. So you need to understand the making of the sense. It means that you learn from people, understand how can I make my life more meaningful, right? By having certain sense of purpose, and then what are my goals for future? So at this point of time, what is your goal for future? Please, everybody, please make sure if you run behind job, saying that my career, if you run behind job, believe me, tomorrow you get your opportunities. Your business school will help you in getting placed, but believe me, you will be having trouble time at each stage of your life. Today, if you invest in your capability development, building your competencies, building what exactly the purpose of your life, believe me, at every stage of your life, you will not have to struggle. Because today when I talk to people, Multiple folks, when I talk to them, when they were just focusing on their, that I need a placement, I need a good job, high paying job and all, they all struggle today. They all struggle today. That's why I'm saying that, this is a mantra that you need to look at. Conceptual clarity, right? You should know what you're knowing. The way you are playing your game, right? A simple I will go back to your temple run game. What you know how to play. You know the basics of it. You know where to, slide, and you know when to jump. You know where to take left turn, right turn, right? How you did it? You did it by practicing. You did by something called practicing. So that's why you need to have certain sense of purpose and do that. If your purpose is just to make sure that I need to get placed, then probably you need to look at the larger purpose behind it. Because after 10 years, believe me, I will begin coaching all of you to have a stressful life and saying that don't worry. Because today I know a lot of good people, at least thousands of people, reach out to me over the various media saying that, can you please help me out? I am losing my job. Can you please help me out? I am being asked to leave. Right? So believe me, it becomes really difficult for them. And then not only in COVID situation, prior to COVID situation also, I have seen many good guys, right? They all run now. Can you please help me out? Can you please help me out? Because when it was needed for you to invest in your career, invest in your learning, right? You were not giving your best to that. Right? You are not giving your best to that. So that moment that you lost, believe me, these 2 years or 3 years, the whichever program that you are in, is going to be critical phase of your life, which will define entire future of yours. If you don't capitalize these moments, believe me, no one else will able to give you that, freedom again. So we always know. When I was doing my masters, I knew that, that time there was no Google. There was, no Google. That's why if you see my background, you will see a lot of books, because the kind of reading we started. And today, despite having a lot of technology available, I prefer still reading the hard copy books, because you get the sense, you get the feeling out of it. Second important part is, which is most important part, what we're talking about is about the emotional intelligence. What is emotional intelligence? Emotional intelligence is a situation where you can analyze your own feelings, and also how can you react, respond in feelings when you are put in such a more difficult situation, right? So this is going to your one of the important part of your being resilient. So if I go back to my equation again, hope now you are able to make this sense that resilience is nothing but coping, grit, sense, and emotional intelligence made together. This make your personality, which is resilience, right? Certain tips how to build your personal resilience, right? So together, Garima ma'am, hope we are good till now.
Yes, sir, absolutely. Learning a lot.
And any questions that we have, for any questions till now that we have?
As of now, no, but I've been receiving a lot of questions. So after this is done, so we'll have a Q&A round.
Okay. Then we also have, I will discuss about how we are going to personal risk. I am hearing my own voice. Yeah. Can you please somebody put yourself in mute? Yeah. Okay. So collectively we put some 10 ways to build personal resilience. One, making connections, making meaningful connections. Right? So you need to look at the social media platform, be it Twitter, be it LinkedIn, be it Facebook, right? And then make some meaningful connections, make mentors, right? Follow those who are, worthy, thought influencers. You understand what exactly their views are, right? Then this is what we do in terms of make connection. Second thing is self-discovery. Hope we are clear in making connections. Please don't take it that you are going to make connections on Tinder or something like that, right? I'm just playing light. Please about meaningful connection that we are making. Right? It's not about how many Facebook friends or Instagram followers that you have, how much connection that you have where you are helping each other out. Making connection is also a different stake, and probably once there are good times, I can do some workshop with you and understanding that how can you make meaningful connection which will help you guys out in your career. Second thing important is part of self-discovery. Believe me, we every human being, we never spoken to ourselves. So Garima ma'am, if I ask you, tell me when you last spoken to yourself, right?
Sir,
You will have
um,
you will have you will have really tough time, right? Yeah. Tough time to understand when you spoke to yourself. What you did, you assured yourself that, hey, I'm good, I'm looking good, I'm doing well, I will do this. But where do you really spoken to yourself that what exactly you want? What exactly what are your aspirations? We don't do that. We don't do that often because we avoid it. So my suggestion and request for you, and this will help you out when you do the self discovery. What will happen? You will know what are your good points, what are your weak points. Again, one suggestion to all of you, including everybody, faculties also can do this exercise. Take some blank paper, okay, write about your everything. And if you do this seriously, believe me, most of you will thank me on your LinkedIn, or if you meet me, that I have given you a life changing experience. Whichever place you are, write your own diary for some time. Write everything from childhood, what you wanted, what you felt, you know what was your anger, from something like that. Spend some time, believe me, spend some time, write about yourself, right? From time you started think, in fact, being in senses till today. Be honest to yourself, and when it will be 3 4 5 page 6 page, maybe 10 20 pages as well. Write everything, your apprehensions. Papa ne data, mama ne mara, you wanted to become a doctor but you ended up doing something. You wanted to sing but you wanted to have a pet but your parent didn't allow. You wanted to have pet, your parent allowed. So a lot of positive negative things will come after you finish this. And please don't show this to anybody else. This is your personal discovery. Then you read it once, read it twice. I'm sure that you all will cry a lot. Okay, this is the journey of internal introspection journey. And then you will find out that, you know what, in my personality I am so emotional, I am so trustworthy, I am so cruel, I am so rigid, I think that I am being cold heart, I am being stone heart, I think I am so flexible. mm, right? And I think I wanted to do this but I'm not doing that, right? So you will find your inner being. And once you find your inner being, that you will try to see that how can I become aware of myself. Okay, do these tips, do this self discovery tips, and believe me, take it will take 3 days, 5 days, 7 days, and please don't share this with anybody else, right? Anybody else. This is your extremely personal documentation. Do that and tear it out after you are done with that. Then only write bullet points that you talk about your strengths, weaknesses, right? Then, now, accept and managing change. So there was one person I just wrote in the chat window saying that despite people are dying, despite people are spikes, cases are spiking, college is asking us to final exam, right? So why we are not accepting this thing that colleges are also threatened, right? They also putting their lives at risk, right? But what they are trying to do, they are trying to engage themselves, yourself, so that negativity is not around. And when you are at home, why are you not studying? College is not asking you to go outside and do internship, right? College is not asking you to go around and to talk to 10 people. College asking that whichever places you are, open your books, go to YouTube, Google, or whatever ebooks that you have. Amazon is delivering books, right? Read your course book and prepare. Be a better version of yourself. So you should accept and manage this entire change. Listen, the way we have been changing from our 3 4 years, 3 4 5 6 months now, 5 months now, right? So look at this, entire world is changing. The way I have accepted that I will be working from home, I will integrate my life around it. I will have more empathy towards my clients, towards my fellow employees, right, towards the society. First thing is accepting, and then managing that change. It's how I am going to manage this change accordingly. Then you need to keep the things in perspective, right? So always you take the uh, uh, things in perspective. So you could not have always open items to you. Always have certain output in your mind that I need to put these things in particular perspective. Fourth is about taking decisive actions. Then you also need to some decisive action for you, right? And then seeing crisis as surmountable problems. Crisis will always be there, right? So you need to see crisis as the problem which is going to be solved. You need to take care of yourself. You need to maintain hope and positivity, and you also nurture your self-esteem. That's why never be so negative. Believe me, you all are future of the nation. You all are extremely responsible human being, and we look at with lot of expectation to you that you will come and make our nation stronger, right? You are the people who are going towards, making our country superpower. You cannot fail. You have to contribute, you have to strive, you have all energy to put it into the right direction, to make sure that you give your best to the world. Believe me, this is the way we talk about that. If you are moving towards goal, nurturing our own esteem that yes, I can do it, believe me, this will give you a personal resilience. Yeah. So this is on the personal resilience. Then talk about how we are building professional resilience. Probably you can add it to your academics as well, right? But I will suggest this I generally do for, let's say, executive MBA guys, those who are working. Or I also speak about this in multiple other HR working forums, but I thought that I'll include you and I'll give you certain pointers. Okay. So first is accept change. We all knew how to live without minimal, right? So we call it something called minimalism. What it means that we do more with having less. Aren't we doing so? Garima ma'am, because I can only see you, not others, probably, So aren't we doing that? Aren't we doing more thing with the less?
Yes, definitely we are, especially in this pandemic. We're all learning this lifestyle.
So believe me, those who wanted to buy the swanky iPhones or probably the swanky stuff or swanky dresses, go out the club, go for different clubbing areas, this areas, going to Andaman Nicobars or probably going to Perry. What is happening? You all knew that this is all valueless, whether you have Jaguar or whether you have, Lamborghini, or whether you have Tata Nano, right? All useless. Useless. These all are useless for you. What is useless? What is not? This virus has taught us that this is all useless. Now you can get away with this. Now you realize that how these company had literally fooled you, right? So what it made you more resilient. It made you more happy with the smaller things. You are frustrated, but if you speak to yourself, believe me, you will say, my God, you know what? I really don't require these things. And believe me, I want each one of you to do the same thing, right? Probably if you can do the same thing once lockdown is over, don't rush to the clubbing, don't rush to Goa. Please don't do that, because you can survive without going to Goa. You have survived 6 months, 5-6 months, like since February to till July, and it will continue. Right? So accept the challenge. And then you accepted the challenge, and then what had happened? You became the comfortable with this particular change. You are comfortable, right? Like now, let's say if the future is talking about that college will go digital, all online classes, right? Now we need to look at, if something happens, then how you are going to cope up the changes, because this is one changes. Otherwise, I could be, and if this was not there, otherwise I could be coming to your camp and speaking to each one of you and having a face-to-face conversation. But what had happened that entirely changed the disruption. Then second, always a learner. Or I always tell people, be a continuous learner. Today morning also, just after your call, I was speaking to a different business school in Lucknow, and I also learned from them that what are the different things they are doing. It was like focus group discussion with a couple of guys, about 15-17 guys, and it was like I learned a lot of things from them. That what are they trying to do? They are trying to help the government out in terms of generating employment opportunities. A lot of, I also learned, right? This is thing, right? And then you need to look at it. Second thing, which I call this a third thing that we are talking about, take charge. Take charge. I will come to you. I will speak more on continuous learning, and then we'll say what we need to do. Okay, because this is going to important part of you. Please don't get scared of the books that you read. Please do not get scared of the anything that you are talking about. If you look at my journey, I am an economics graduate from Hindu College. Then I studied in SIBM. I did my master's in human resource, entirely a different course. So economics graduate, studied HR, worked as HR. Now I am part of an organization where when I lead the entire technology capability. It means that now I'm a more of technologist. So I know AI, blockchain, right? These are my bread and butter. HR tech is my bread and butter, right? So what is happening? If I could have just said, no, I need to do economics, then I could have joined some economics survey and do some certain research and do that. So I kept learning, I kept evolving, and it helped me out. So unless you are a continuous learner, you always find a lot of good opportunities. See, today I'm not threatened of my job. I'm not threatened of my job because I know that even if I am laid off, let's give example, I have the capability to get picked somewhere else because I continuously invested in my learning. I continuously invested in my relevant learning to the industry, right? Learning should also be relevant. So make sure that we are a continuous learner and always keep ready to apply the change. Let's say if you know the next gen is AI. Believe me, there are a lot of courses. There are a lot of courses where you can become AI conversant. Why don't you go to Coursera, Udemy, and explore those courses? I could have asked you that what exactly you did new in this pandemic. College might have given you a lot of example, lot of suggestions, but how many times you have done that? So once you are continuous learner, then you can take charge. You can take charge for your own career and own development. This is, see, you never expect that college will teach you. No college teaches this. This is a myth. College only facilitates the learning. College will only facilitate the learning. They will not go and teach you everything. The teaching is your own, because you are the charge of your own career, right? And then you also find what is your sense of purpose, right? And look at what is my sense of purpose, what I am good at, right? And then it will build you a lot of professional resilience. You will never feel threatened in your career. And then pay self attention to the identity, right? So you should have your own core values intact, right? Own core value. Somebody will say, hey, you know what? I know the questions what is coming in tutorials. How many of you are doing that? How many of you are always asking your friends, hey, can you please give me suggestions? What are the questions coming in? Right? So we don't do that. Be true to certain values. So if in Hindu mythology we talk Vidya as a Ma Saraswati. You cannot be dishonest to her. Please do not be dishonest to her. Either you don't do it, but if you do it with a lot of grace, a lot of integrity, a lot of curiosity, right? So from your identify, apart from your job, stay true to your values. What are your core values? Stay true to that. Then cultivate relationship. There are two ways to do that. Believe me, you all will repent if you don't invest in your relationships now. Relationships is not about making girlfriend and boyfriend. Relationship is all about making your friends for the life. I will give you example today why and how it helps. In your group, make sure that you have each one should be your indispensable friends, because that is going to count. That alumni will help you count. After 20-25 years, believe me, you will feel so comfortable because your group will be the group who will always be there for you. So don't spoil relationship. Always try to cultivate relationship in the college. Also try to build the same relationship which I talk about, personal resilience, that you need to build your own personal brand, personal connect. Then we talk about reflect, right? What is reflection? Reflection, it means that what you learned the perspective. Did you learn the perspective? And then you think, oh, I learned this. How can I apply this in my own life? How can I apply this solution to do the larger good? Right? And then see that what is happening. And then last thing is skill shift. What I told about this, when you are coming to professional resilience, reason behind, let's say today if I'm a technology guy, right? If I'm a finance guy, or if I'm, let's say, HR guy, if I'm a marketing guy, can I move into sales? Can I look at sales training? Can I move into technology? Can I move into business analytics? Can I become a subject matter expert in this particular process? Right? So do these 8 steps, which will help you out in building your personal resilience. Yeah. So this is what I wanted to share with you, initial thought in terms of a slide, and right, and this is what we do that. Yeah. So any questions so far, Garima ma'am, that which I can address before I go to the next talk on the same thing, same brand.
We have been receiving questions, so we are creating a pool. Once you're over with the presentation, we'll start with the Q&A round.
So presentation is done. So
Okay.
now I'll talk about anything that they want to understand, so that I can give them perspective and do that, because I wanted to talk to them more, understand what are their queries and do that. So these are the basic tips. These
Yeah.
are the basic tips for them to survive, right? And then I
Mhm.
will also talk about at the parting that, initial 5-7 minutes, that what are the things that they need to do in this case, right? Because, and then let's say they have question that, sir, I'm scared, I'm panicking, what I need to do. Then we
Yes.
need to talk about that, how can I make myself more stronger, mentally strength and physically strength, to make sure that we we are away with from this negativity all around.
Right. So we have a couple of questions. So I'll start with the Q&A round now. The first question is that in the current time, being productive and at the same time being relevant is very difficult. So how can one adopt to the traits and qualities of a person who can be very successful during these times?
Yeah. So first of all, the first thing first, productivity and relevant, right? I'm sure that you all are student of studying, right? You all are studying. So you need to look at this point of time, you need to look at the milestone as your studies, okay, or the courses that you are reading. Second important part that you also need to look at, that what are, let's say if I'm in finance, go and Google out what are the best books in finance, must finance professionals should read, right? Rich Dad and Poor Dad, which is not your course material, right? Go to Amazon, buy those books, read them, and build the capability on that. Okay. So one second important part also you can look at, that on the productivity, how you define the productivity for yourself at this point of time. Then I'll talk about organization perspective, right? Because you had certain tasks to be delivered, and what exactly we are doing in delivering the task, we are trying to build that, you know, build that activities which I need to deliver. So you will have certain milestones that I need to deliver and to do that. So at this point of time, my suggestion would be that immerse yourself in studies, immerse yourself in learning new things, do a lot of courses, and then second, if you are passionate about something, why don't you do on YouTube? Let's say if I say that I know how to cook, so you can go ahead and make that recipe in the cook and put it on YouTube, right? It may influence somebody. Write a blog, right? Be an Instagrammer, right? Be an Instagrammer, right? To try to, so there are multiple ways where you can not only create the value for yourself, you can also, and then what will happen, that after 5-6 months you will have series of your own portfolio to be saying that, hey, you know what, this is what I did, this is what I did apart from the reading during the MBA. So I learned gardening. So probably take about what are the good things in the gardening, or you can tell storytelling, right? So let's say if somebody is like, I have an idea to tell a story. Can I just go and tell the story? So I go to YouTube. Hey guys, you know what? I will just give you I will just do you something like a contextual storytelling and relevant storytelling on something like that, or write a blog. Write a blog. What you can do, because these are the things that we can look at indoors. Third important thing also, what you can do, reach out to each one, or think of, with your professors, who has written, who has asked this question, the question who has asked you, I'll suggest that you speak to your professor saying that, can we co-create certain surveys, can we do some certain research? Let's say if I need to understand how market is behaving in this pandemic situation, can we reach out to the certain respondents, as in that you can go back to certain organizations, certain working people, and push your survey to them. So create a survey and put a survey to them, and based on surveys, get the responses, analyze the responses, and do the research. And publish that research paper on the LinkedIn. Publish the research paper that, hey, you know what? In this pandemic, what I did this research, that how employees are motivated when they come back to office. What is the readiness they are doing, right? What is the mental state organized employees are feeling at the home. You might also be reading that there are a lot of domestic violence increased, how you are doing, mental what you say, health. So these are all things you can look at it. Choose your passion areas, choose anything which you are curious about, do read about it, and then why don't you look at survey, go to organizations and deal with these surveys. So this will really help you guys out.
I think this is very simple yet very constructive idea. So, the next question that we have is, how have you adopted to the new normal, and what has Accenture done to ensure the safety of its employees during this pandemic?
Yeah. So first of all, I'm so sorry, I will not be able to speak about Accenture because I am not the right person on to do that. So that's why I spoke to this one. But I can tell about that what we have done so far in terms of, and what people are doing. Right. Let's not. I will not associate myself with Accenture, right? Because you can read anything on the blogs, you can read on the media, because we are not authorized to speak on behalf of organization. But I'll just give you certain parameters what generally people are doing, generally working class is doing in terms of the new normal. So one was work from home, as in that your spouse is also work from home, your kids classes at work from home, and then you are also work from home. So how you are coexisting, right? Because you don't have maids, you don't have cleaner, you don't have cook, right? And you and your spouse both have the same deliverables. So how you are sharing tasks, how you are making pocha, how you are mopping the floor, tum jharu kaise da rahe ho, you all do that. Then you realize that there are certain techniques that we can do. Aapka utensils bahut saaf hoga. So if you want, I can tell you that how can you wash clean utensils, right? Apart from doing your corporate job. So what is happening that every person is trying to first keep ourselves safe, our interests safe. At the same time we are working, which was not there because we used to go out, we used to go eating outside and do that. So shared responsibilities and everything that we all have been coexisting and safe, and keeping ourselves safe. Yeah, yeah.
Right.
So
So,
hope this answers, Garima ma'am.
yes, definitely. So, most definitely. Sir, students are asking that how do we enjoy the most, while working in an organization? How do we keep ourselves attached to an organization?
Sachin Tendulkar, have you heard any time he was screaming, अरे यार बहुत बैटिंग करवाता है ये लोग, कभी कभी मतलब बॉलिंग भी करवा देता है, फील्डिंग स्लिप पे लगाता है, मैं आराम करता, मुझे बाउंड्री पे लगाओ यार, कहीं पे कहाँ पे करता है. Have you ever heard विराट कोहली क्रिविंग, और have you ever heard अमिताभ बच्चन क्रिविंग that यार बहुत इतना काम करवाते हैं, कुछ कहने की बात नहीं. Why? Because they are passionate about their job, right? So if you are passionate about, how many of you crave that यार temple run में बहुत खेलना पड़ता है यार. Tell me one name, believe me, I will buy you a coffee if you come back saying that, you know what, I am the person who gets bored while playing my favorite game. I get really bored by playing my favorite game because you enjoy this.
Right.
Today, if I ask you to read D.N. Gupta's book or any finance book, believe me, after 2 pages, you will sleep for 6 hours. Reason? Because you are not passionate about it. I'm just giving you a simple example. Right? So first you find out that passion, you develop that passion for something, right? So when you are chatting with your WhatsApping, chatting or Instagramming or thing, you never feel tired. Have you ever feel tired on Netflixing? You never feel tired on Netflixing. Come on. And then you're talking today that how you are keeping, so then why you are getting tired when you are working? Because you are not interested in doing that. You don't feel connected to that. That's why I'm saying that we need to connect. Today, if you get connected to your course material, if you get connected to your course material, believe me, you will be the much better person. You will do amazing, delivery in your work and work in life. Yeah. So my agenda, I love my work, right? I'm too passionate about it, and I try to add value. I try to add value. I'm very open, transparent. I try to add value and find out different ways to make sure that we keep the working, and then continue invested in your self-learning. And then it will say, oh, I have good manual. Can you try? Become a credible person. Once the credibility is there, you can do wonders. Yeah, this is what we do and keep ourselves enjoying the workplace.
So that connection is very important. Surely so. So the next question is, a student is asking that how can I start my career with an MNC like Accenture, and what should be the focus areas if they want to enter a big organization like Accenture?
मैं Accenture के बारे में नहीं बोलूँगा, right? But I
Yes.
can tell you that how can you work in any good organization? What are the ways, right?
Right.
So any good organizations, I will not name out one. Any good organization, what they do, they look at people who has one is conceptual clarity, right? Whether you understand the concepts or not, right? So first thing will be the conceptual clarity. Second thing will be important part will be your communication, that how you communicate. Communication is not about English or Hindi or Sanskrit. It's about, are you able to articulate your thought processes, your viewpoints or not? Are you confident enough to bring that out? And how this confidence will come? Once you build the competency. How will you build the competency with the conceptual clarity. How will you have conceptual clarity? You will have something curiosity to do know something. And how you build curiosity, because you need to have certain critical thinking and problem solving attitude. So see, this all trait will be in the picture when I'm looking at you as a candidate to hire for any organization. Yeah. So how you do that? One, develop curiosity, build some creative thinking skills, try to become solving a problem. That's why I'm saying that it's very simple. How many of believe me, a lot of people are doing that. I get, can you please do this survey for us? Can you please do this survey for us? Believe me, if you think you're a tiger and a deer will come, jump in your mouth for your lunch, it is not going to happen.
Yeah.
Right? It is not going to happen. What is going to happen, that you need to run faster. Deer, how many of you know that deer runs faster than the tiger? Tiger runs 58 km per hour, deer runs 88 km per hour, but still deer gets killed. Reason behind, because tiger has some strategy to kill them up, right? So build that tiger strategy, right? Don't expect that you will sleep, you are a tiger, people will come and jump. No, it's not going to happen. Be in real world, right? And tech will come up. They will come up. I'm saying any organization will come up. If any organization comes to you, be it any big four, anything will come to you, they will look at that how good you are, what is your conceptual clarity, what additional innovative thing that you did in your academics, right? Let's say debates, quizzing, or any extracurricular activity that you did. But everybody studies, and you can look at, and the best part of studies is your scores. If you study, you will always get good scores. So scores will be one of the criteria to look at. Second criteria will be like whether, despite having good score, do you really actually know that दिमाग में समझ में आया क्या, concept समझ में आया क्या? If you have the conceptual clarity, you are in. So build that in your personality, in your entire framework of mind, and which will help you guys out.
Strong, I guess. Yes. Sir, a related question to this is that being a fresher, how should we further update ourselves considering the current situations, and what are those particular relevant skills that we should learn? Like you mentioned, AI is one of them, that this is a new course and new field they can learn. So what are some other skills which are very relevant today?
Okay. So I will not give you any jargon. I will not give you any technology. I will not give you any wrong hope. Okay. What I will give you some practical example. First thing is your creativity, right? How creative you are, how you are able to relate to a problem, and what are your ways to solve any problem. Take care of migrant crisis. Simple thing. You look at migrant as a crisis. That today a lot of people, they went to their places. Now what is happening? How can I kickstart? How can I help government kickstart the rural economy? Can you do a paper on that? Are you curious enough to find something out? Technology will keep coming. Today AI, tomorrow something else will come. VR will come, and pervasive computing will come. Machine learning, blockchain, anything, right, will come. But what is the basics? What is the basics that you need to have will never change. Because tomorrow the same person I was doing, let's say, a computer, writing on typewriter. Today I'm computing. Tomorrow I'm just speaking, and I'm getting my work done with a chatbot. So technology doesn't matter. What doesn't matter? What matters most is my creativity, my creative thinking, my problem solving skills, my analytical mind. Am I able to analyze a problem and try to resolve these things, right? Then then this look at it. And why don't you every one of you look at building 3 modeling course, right? So look at and do some courses on how to do coding, right? Why don't you do that? No, it's not a big deal. Go ahead and do that. There are multiple free courses around, right? Look at this. So, or second important part, in everybody, every one of you has some or other functions in their mind. One person might say I am doing HR, somebody will say I'm doing marketing, somebody will say I'll do finance, somebody will say I'll HR, right? So whichever specialization you choose, try to do certain relevant courses in that, and you will Google it out and find what are the relevant courses, and then you can go and invest in Coursera. Coursera courses are not much tough, costly also. You can do these certifications as well. Like in HR, if you're doing, you can do HR analytics course, you can do predictive analytics course, people analytics course, you can do AI in HR, right? So these are the courses that you can do. If you are doing in marketing, why don't you do digital marketing courses, right? Social media marketing courses. If you're in finance, why don't you do something on risk management? What you do in FRM? What are the new things coming in? How GST is being worked upon, right? So look at these things that we do, which is like your relevant skills to you. So don't go back to same question which you asked in 10th to your parents, that now what? Shall I take biology? Shall I take geography? Right? So don't see what is happening. If you are clear in 10th, you will never have asked this question now. So that's why I'm saying that do this self-discovery, saying that what I need to do, and then you will find a lot of good courses which you can acquire doing LinkedIn or Udemy, Coursera, and these courses. Don't get bugged by jargons. Believe me, don't get upset by the jargons. It will keep coming. Dude, what is AI? AI is nothing but an intelligent tool which is like helping and taking away of your all repetitive job and giving you certain assistance to make smarter decisions. Right? AI is nothing. AI is a tool which is enabling you to do certain smarter decisions. Right? Certain algorithm is there which is helping you out. These are terms. These are terms to make your life more simple. These are the terms which is going to make your life more meaningful, so that you can don't do the repeated things, don't do the boring things, but you try to do more meaningful things. So this is what my suggestion would be: stay invested in your creativity, critical thinking, problem solving, analytical mind. No one is going to stop you.
Sure. So there's one question on this Q&A panel. How can we increase our attention span and not get distracted and keep ourselves motivated towards our goal?
See, I am not a Jnani Baba. I will not give you any false assurance. We all are, struggling with this, this lack of span of attention. What we need to do, practice. So if you read it twice, it will happen. And then focus. Focus. How will you build focus? Because again, see, this comes from heart. So how many times you are defocused when you are watching a Netflix series? Guys, 10 episodes that you watch in a night. Your attention is such a way that you know each and out. You don't even miss one single word. Even if you want to go for a coffee break, what you do, you pause, do a coffee break, come back, and then start again, because nothing has to be lost, because you are interested in that. The time you generate interest in any topic, believe me, your attention span will be high.
Sure. Very, very practical thoughts, sir. Indeed, we all can learn from this. There's another question on this panel, sir, that as you said that we should not be scared before trying any new thing and we should follow the natural instinct. But there's also one natural instinct which is of fear, that whether I should go for this course or not, whether this will be valuable or not. Specifically, they're saying that if somebody is from science background and they want to get into a course which is related to commerce or accounts, so how should they deal with this natural fear that whether I should do it or I shouldn't?
Okay, very good question. So this is like, today something is called, I was telling one person, he would like the term that I used. Only certain thing today is uncertainty. Certainty is only certain things today, nothing else is certain. So now when we are in this kind of disruption, why don't we pick up anything else? Why are we scared? Why are we scared? Because we don't go there. See, believe me, the place I stay is a forest area. In NCR, it's like a forest area. Raviji, knows that where I stay, it's a forest area types, right? And certain part of the cycling track is like a jungle. My son is always scared when he cycles with me in the evening. He says, "Papa, वहाँ पे एक चुड़ैल रहती है." It took me months to convince him there is nothing, no stays. And you know what? When I started taking him there, his fear started going away. Then he realized and constantly assured yourself, "अरे कुछ नहीं, यहाँ तो चुड़ैल होती नहीं, पापा तुम सताता हूँ." Initially, I went with them, and then he goes alone. Now he does the cycling in that beautiful forest area and fill his lungs with a lot of green energy. Similarly, the cycle, you are the guy, you are like my son. Your professors are like me. Who is going to guide you on the path that you need to do? It's up to you that you need to try.
Right.
हम try ही नहीं कर पा रहे हो, डर रहे हैं यार. Mental block कब तक? This is all mental block because we are not trying. Try. It's see. आप बताओ कि कितने लोगों को मैथ से डर लगता था क्लास 10th में?
Most of us, I think, including me.
इसलिए क्योंकि आपने ट्राई नहीं किया. आपको इतना डर लगता था, आपने बुक बंद ही कर दी, खोला ही नहीं. अरे खोलो, काटेगा नहीं समझ में आया, कोई बात नहीं. आपने जिद थी ही नहीं, आप जिद्दी बनो ना. अरे मैं करके रहूंगा. द डे दैट्स आई एम सेइंग ग्रेट. जिद बन जाओ ना यार, मैं करके दिखाऊंगा, क्या फर्क पड़ता है यार. The day you promise yourself that I become a jiddi bacha, I'll make sure that I do this and do that. Why don't you challenge yourself? If you don't challenge yourself, you will become challenged itself. So challenge yourself. डरो मत यार, मतलब try to explore anything. And something you learn from me. See, economics guy, अब मैं पूरा टेक देखता हूँ यार, मुझे पूरा in and out टेक्नोलॉजी पता है. जो सिर्फ जनरली देखोगे उस elite में only IITians ही करते हैं वो. I am part of that part. Why? Because I challenge myself. नहीं, मैं करके रहूंगा ये, मतलब नहीं डरूंगा इससे. Why? क्या करेगा यार, मैक्सिमम क्या करेगा? That will defeat me. That's fine. But I will say I'll try. तो आप टेम्पल रन के प्लेयर बनो. मैं आपको बार बार ये लाइफ लेसन बता रहा हूँ. आप टेम्पल रन के प्लेयर बनो, हारो, कभी हताश मत हो. आप में इतनी एनर्जी है, आप यंग हो, पूरा आपके पास ये है. It will help. And I read one thing which Diksha Puri has written on the chat, that it happens most of time that we help people, but when we need help, there is no there. So what we do and how to selective while helping. Never be selective while helping. Just help. It's the karma. बुरा लगता है कि यार I tried to help them out, but they didn't even responded. They didn't even acknowledge. Don't get bothered. This is karma. Only 5, 10 or 20 people will like that. 80% will recognize what you have done. So don't be selective. As a parent, if I'm a parent, I cannot be selective with my 2 kids. कि नहीं, इसको ज़्यादा पढ़ाऊंगा, इसको कम पढ़ाऊंगा. नहीं. Look at when sun rises. Have ever sun says that मैं अग्नि के घर पे थोड़ा ज़्यादा लाइट मारूंगा, गरिमा के घर पे थोड़ा कम लाइट मारूंगा. गरिमा क्या करते? गरिमा मुझे फूल पत्ती नहीं चढ़ाती है. You keep your Diksha. I know this is hurt. This hurts. So don't be selective. Don't be selective. Don't being you don't lose yourself. It's okay. लोग आपको destroy कर देने दो. But stick to your own values. Diksha, I hope this answered your question.
I think completely, sir. It's never a give and take in all the situations. It can never be a give and take.
People will not help you. I know it's hurting. It's hurting. It will destroy you. But you don't lose your own values. You stick there to your principles.
Right. Sir, a very constant question, which I'm sure all management students will want to know, that what is it that companies, while hiring, are looking into the profile? That what are they looking in the candidate, or the right kind of candidate? And can you advise certain skill sets which the HR recruiter is looking for in the students, which can help them in their career progression?
Yeah, so I touched upon on this. I already spoke about a couple of things in a couple of minutes back.
Right.
The one thing that I look at is the curiosity, right? Are you curious enough to try new things? Because tomorrow we don't know which technology we are going to work. I'm not hiring you for any skills. I'm not hiring you for any specific skills. I'm hiring you for certain attitude that you possess. That what is your learning agility? What is your flexibility? Are you a rigid person, or you are an open person that you will try everything? Or how good you are a communicator? Are you able to think a problem in a different way? Right? Are you a problem solver or you are a problem itself? If I talk to you, I can easily find out that that you are a problem itself, you are a problem creator, or you are a problem solver, right? We will always go for people who are problem solver, and be honest to yourself. Be what you are. Try to see what you offer, right? What is your uniqueness? Every individual is unique, and do that. So when organizations look into it, what they look into the candidate, the basic three traits, that what is your concept, how good you communicate, and what is your commitment quotient, which is like your attitude, ability, and stuff, right? To do that. The rest all you can be trained, right? You can be trained in any technology that I want to work you for, and any work you for. But if you don't know the basic of your course, basic of your stuff, it will be really difficult for you to get placed anywhere. So that's why I'm saying that conceptual clarity is very important, part of your grooming or in your career.
Sure.
Second thing, important part, recruiter will also look at it, that during this COVID situation, or during when everybody was thinking, what exactly you are doing? Everybody will be asked, okay, how you had spent your time, what additional skills that you learned, what any books that you read, right? How you built your own knowledge. So this they will ask you a lot when you are going to talk about this one. Talk when they are going to talk during the interview.
Right.
And this will be a time mark, right? Because you say that, hey, you know what? I did digital marketing course in Coursera, or I did some LinkedIn course. I went to Harvard Management and did some courses from there, right? I did a lot of courses were there. Or additionally, I did, apart from this, I did these relevant courses to my skills, right? Which help communication training skills that I did. I did some business letter writing courses, something like that, right? So look at, find out what are the courses are there. Yeah.
Sure. I think so. We have still a lot of questions coming up, but because of the paucity of time, we'll stick to these many questions now. Is there any other advice you want to give to our students?
Challenge yourself, be committed, and have a personal control. Have personal control. Don't become a remote control. Don't let Netflix, WhatsApp, Tinder, Facebook, Instagram, Bumble, or whatever the websites that, whatever the apps that you use to use you. You use them. Let not them use you. Right? Do some meditation. Invest in your personal health. Right? Everybody is. I know that everybody is drinking kadha and everybody is trying to making your physical immunity. Try to invest in your emotional immunity, right? Become more adaptive to the situation that how we are into. Become a more refined human being itself, who care for yourself, care for the family, care for the society, care for the ecology, in fact environment, and be a responsible citizen. This is what I have to say in the thing. So challenge yourself, okay, and build yourself a better brand of you. Yeah.
So I think the entire
be committed and be committed to whatever you guys do. No, don't crib. Be committed, and then collaborate. That's why I'm saying collaborate with your team members and do this in the help, which will help you guys out. Yeah, and do some meditation. It will help, right? Do the breathing size. It will also give you a lot of things in lungs, and you can do this stuff and follow the guidelines. There is no shortcut. This virus has taught us that we are nothing. We are Lamborghini is bullshit. Right, you can stay in a Tata Nano and you can enjoy, right? Even if you are Amitabh Bachchan, or if you are just like a slum dweller guy, right? There's no difference. Virus will not spare you out. So be humble, be really humble. Okay, don't become a boasting guy that you have Lamborghini, you go to holiday in Paris, you go to this, all useless, right? This small virus taught us how to become human, how to become humble, and how to become more simple human being, and we can do less, we can do more with less things around. Yeah,
right. Your conclusion, sir, spoke a lot about internal and external strengthening. I think we all should introspect and we should build that. I'm sure this session was no less than an experience for our students, sir, today. On behalf of the entire AEG fraternity, the directors, faculty members, and our students, I would like to thank you for your time and your presence, especially your contribution towards our learning. It was indeed a pleasure having you, sir, and we look forward to a continued association with you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, and you all stay safe, take care of yourself, stay invested in learning, and I am always there, one email away or one call away or one LinkedIn message away from any support that you guys need. Thank you so much. Have a good rest of day.
Thank you. You too take care, sir. Thank you.